relatives not being around, not questioning you where you are getting married next is probably the best thing and the best feeling in the world. Because after a certain age, all you're asked at every wedding is, when are you getting married? I think that's the most coolest thing about these Farzi Sangeet, that we really don't have to worry about our family and relatives.
Hey, it's Hannah here. This is What in the World from the BBC World Service. If you're new to us, welcome. We are a daily podcast for people who are curious and who want to know what is being talked about in the world. And I have got a question for you. Would you go to a wedding that had no bride or groom? Fake Indian wedding parties have become a bit of a trend. People get together to enjoy all of the fun of a wedding, the food, the amazing outfits, without any of the stress. So where did this trend come from and just how big is it? Well, I'm speaking to the BBC's Davina Gupta in Delhi. Hey.
Hello, and namaste, I should say. How are you?
Namaste. So you actually went to one of these weddings. What was the vibe?
Oh, it was wonderful. I think I was perhaps one of the oldest people in the room, given the average age, because it was filled with youngsters, I would say Gen Z.
Did it feel a bit weird going to a wedding party that didn't have a bride and groom? Like, what was there instead of the ceremony?
So yes, there were lots of small rituals that are part of Indian weddings. Now, Indian weddings are different for different regions and religions, but usually they have similar concepts. So there'll be somebody who'll apply henna on your hands, and that's part of a mehendi ceremony, what we call. So usually brides and nowadays even grooms apply henna on their hands. Then there are people who put garland on each other. That's one part of the ritual ceremony. Although we didn't have a bride and a groom who usually do that, we didn't have that part, but we had the henna part there. Then there is a musical night where the bride's team and the groom's team have a dance face-off, and it's taken quite seriously, I must tell you, Hannah, because where I am right now in India, people actually hire professional choreographers to practice those dance moves, to dance in unison. And that's what I saw there as well. Although people had not paired up in teams, but there were groups of friends who were indulging in this dance face-off. The other big thing that I saw was a dhol, which is essentially a drum. And there were people who were beating that drum to popular tunes. And these drums are also quite common in Indian weddings. Some of these weddings also have a proper band playing, and there were a lot of floral decorations and decorations by marigold flower, which is quite essential to these ceremonies. That's what made this special, and was really crazy out there. I must tell you, they were partying till some 4 in the morning, by which time usually your rituals are done and the bride is saying goodbye to her family. But yeah, because you didn't have a bride and groom, you could party all night.
I would absolutely love it. It sounds amazing, especially the dance off. I do love a dance, but presumably also quite expensive to put on if you've got all these professional choreographers, if you've got these instruments, the outfits, the food.
Absolutely. A traditional Indian wedding is a big affair. It's a multi-day affair, and it varies from region and what kind of religion you follow. But usually this industry is about a $130 billion industry. So in India, a lot of people also take heavy debt to organize these kind of festivities, because it also becomes a part of your identity in the society. If you have a grand affair, then it seems that you're well off. However, these fake weddings are minus all of it. So what you essentially pay for is a ticket to enter this kind of a function, which could range between $20 to $100. And then you enjoy yourself, minus the tension of relatives and who's doing what and who's saying what, which is usually the case in any kind of family gathering, I guess.
Why are people doing this? Why are people putting on fake weddings? Where did the trend come from?
Well, it's interesting because I was trying to find out who started it. And I think what happened was that it just caught on as a cultural trend. So in Delhi, for example, there are days which are inauspicious when you have to organize weddings. And then those days is a lean period for the event industry. So all of these places are looking for business. And this trend helps them find that business. And it became like a viral trend because people want to go and party. Youngsters found it quite interesting to dress up in their traditional clothes, which they won't wear otherwise. And for these venues, it just meant that it's a time and tested business model where everybody enjoys in that kind of atmosphere. It's just that because of the lean season, they can't have actual weddings. And that's why these fake weddings became a trend. And when I was speaking to people out there, they also mentioned that it's a way of having fun for sure, but also embracing your culture and meet like-minded people.
It's so fun going to a wedding. But I don't know about you. Lots of my friends are getting married a lot later. Actually, to be honest, the wedding season hasn't really started among my friendship group. And I know that in India, there can be quite a lot of pressure on young people to get married. But are the trends also changing there? Like, are people substituting real weddings with these big fake wedding parties so they have something to celebrate?
Well, it's sort of like a bittersweet pill because the social pressure is always there, and India is still coming out of that conservative society that which I believe is a little bit far away from the Western culture of people not uh, being able to, I mean, not trying to get married. I mean, people around me, I'm 39 and I'm unmarried, so I know the pressures that you have in dealing with the family and the kind of culture that revolves around you with the pressure of getting married. And when you go to these kind of events where you don't have the traditional bride and traditional groom, at a lot of level, it's challenging that culture of do you actually need to get married? There are a lot of women who are now finding economic independence. They have a stronger say in their family matters, and they're standing up for the fact that they don't want to be married at an early age. We are heading into a wedding season now, and it would be starting within the next 3 months. So one has to see whether they'll be able to compete with the real weddings at that time or not, and this time next year, how this performs.
I will be checking my social media to see if there is one of these parties happening sometime near me because I'd absolutely love to go. Davina, thank you so much for speaking to us.
Have fun and for sure wear a bindi.
I'll wear a bindi and I'll get my dance moves out, Bollywood dance moves.
Absolutely.
Take care. Bye. So let's hear more about what these parties are like from a group of friends who went to one of them in Dubai. I'm speaking to Lavina, Mahika and Tanisha. Hey, girls.
Hello, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
So starting with you, Tanisha, tell me about your experience. What was the party like?
It was quite amazing. It was very much opposite of what I was expecting. It was like real fun because staying here in Dubai, I was really missing out on the occasions in back in India, and I'm not able to attend any of the functions, and everything is going off. So, which is why here I got the opportunity, and we all got the opportunity to actually dress up and go in our full Indian attires. So it was really fantastic.
Lavina, what did you wear?
Well, for me, I'm a very Bollywood girl. Being born and brought up in Malaysia, I just love weddings. For me, I like to be the main character. And in this Farzi Sangeet, it allows each and every one of you to be a fictional character. That means you are the main character, and that really just stands out. And it's like there's no couple, there's no pressure. It's just you living with your vibe, your tribe, and you get to enjoy every single moment, and that's the best.
I'm loving the main character vibes. And Mahika, tell me about the actual party. What was the food and drink like, the music?
Oh, it was so all of these parties have exclusive music, which is amazing. The food is proper Indian food. And also, of course, living in Dubai when we are away from our families, we don't really get a chance to go back home and miss out on a lot of weddings that happen in our own families.
Tanisha, what was your favourite thing about the night?
The best part about it was probably the dancing because I'm a huge fan of dancing. So the music, the vibe, energy was amazing.
I would say something interesting that relatives not being around, not questioning you where you are getting married next is probably the best thing and the best feeling in the world. Because after a certain age, all you're asked at every wedding is when are you getting married? So here we really don't have any peer pressure, any pressure from our relatives. So I think that's the most coolest thing about these Farzi Sangeet, that we really don't have to worry about our family and relatives.
What do your parents make of all of this? The fact that you want to get married later and that you're going to these big fake Sangeet parties, you know, are they supportive or do they have different opinions?
They do have different opinions because, of course, like them having a girl child is also somewhat of a huge responsibility. And of course, they want to make sure that their kids are married with the right person at the right place and at the right time. So my parents really feel that I can still get married now and build my future and my career with my partner But my opinion is slightly different, which is why I'm still holding back and waiting for the right time and the right person.
Yes, same for me, not anytime soon, but yes, we do. All the girls have dreams to actually get married. So we do have that book lying in around and planning everything. But yes, not anytime soon, but later.
Why is that? Why do you not want it anytime soon?
I feel that at the moment we're too young. I'm just 22, so I feel that there's still more time to actually enjoy and actually set a mark in the field that I am in. And that's about it.
Is it the same for you, Lavina?
Well, for me, I would say I'm a very Bollywood person, so my wedding has to be grand and massive. And if I have the right person right now, I'll get married right now. So that's the case.
You also
But we
got to
don't
start
have-
saving for that.
Yeah. So everything has to match. I'm ready to marry, by the way.
Yeah. Just putting it out there on the podcast, right? You're ready. I think a lot of people listening to this will be able to relate with all of what you say. And these parties, they do sound really, really fun. So thank you for telling me all about them.
Thank you for having us. Thank you so much.
That's it for today. But if you like this episode, please do share it with anyone else you think might be interested. You can subscribe and also check out our other episodes. We have got a ton of different stories, which you can find wherever you're listening to or watching this. I'm Hannah Gelbart. This is What in the World from the BBC World Service. We'll see you next time.